So listen, I wanted to talk to you guys really quick because I just had an epiphany. So I got to share it. And I've got a few more minutes until I have to go into my next meeting. I wanted to talk about being a healer and challenges that come with that, but why they're challenges. Because for some reason this morning, I don't know what happened, but I was just living my life and it just downloaded and it all clicked immediately. So I suspect that a huge number of you that are going to be watching this video are in fact healers, or you wouldn't have clicked on it, right? Like you wouldn't have found your way here. Like energy attracts like energy. That's just kind of the way it works. So either you are someone that is an active healer, maybe you know you're a healer, but you're still trying to figure out how to execute it, or maybe you're someone that's sort of just now coming into that. But one thing that healers, myself included, we all have in common is that we live throughout life feeling like we don't have people around us, or that we may never find someone that would care for us or take care of us or love us the way we are capable of loving others. We oftentimes feel like we are constantly out there making people feel better, healing other people even when we're not trying to be, being there for other people even when we're not trying to be. How many of you guys know what it's like to have strangers come up to you, tell you their life story, you say one thing, they walk away like, oh my God, thank you so much. You have no idea how much you've helped me, after they've just emotionally cracked all over you in your day, right? They threw up on you emotionally, but you say one thing, you don't even know them, and they walked away, and you know, because you can feel them walking away, and you can feel that their energy has lifted, and somehow, some way, you've managed to solve something for them, and you're looking at it like, but it was so simple, right? You have this ability to heal and it's natural for you and you don't have to do much with it. And a lot of you all just heal with presence and presence alone. But the challenge that comes with that is that we oftentimes feel like no one is healing us. And part of the journey of a healer is healing in silence, and which leads to suffering in silence. So many healers are struggling and they have reoccurring periods of dark periods, right? And it's not like this is a whole lifelong thing, but when you are a healer, the caveat to that is that you have to know how to heal, which requires that you go through things. In order to heal others, you must first have to understand what their pain is and what it feels like in order to know how to treat the wound, right? You have to know where it resides. How do you heal a wound and you've never seen it before? And so most healers have these journeys in life that are ups and downs and tumultuous and really, really painful, because they have to understand how to first heal it within self in order to assist somebody else on their healing journey. But with that, it creates this dynamics where healers feel like they never attract other healers to them, right? Unless maybe they're friends, right? And that even then that doesn't happen so often. Really what happens is that healers are attracting vulnerable people and people that need to be healed. And this has a tendency to really show itself in your dating life, right? And the reason why this all clicked for me is because I just realized today, somehow, some way, I have this thing where I attract really vulnerable men. And when I say vulnerable, not like you got to get them type of vulnerable, more so like emotionally vulnerable, like men that are in pain and they're really, really hurt, and oftentimes in a way that other people don't see, right? So they'll have these friendships since childhood, and their friends don't even know they feel that way, and their family doesn't even know they feel that way, and maybe they had an ex and the ex had no idea, and to the world they show like they're good and they got it and that there's no problem or whatever. But because I am who I am and what I am, I don't need you to tell me something is wrong for me to completely read the problem immediately on you. And so what happens is I'll start to say things because I've already read it, but it happens so fast that it's not necessarily always conscious. And so I'm just going throughout my life, but I'm saying things that they feel understood for the first time in life. So they may say something to me and I go, oh yeah, I can get how that would make you feel that way because da 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 da. And they're looking at me like, You're the first person that's ever seen me. You're the first person that's understood me. Oh my God. And then I realized I always attract those kind of men that need like this profoundly deep healing. And I used to be really aggravated by that because I used to think like, well, what if I need profound deep healing, right? Like I would like to have somebody that understood me and got me and like could relate to what I was talking about. And then I realized, but that's not efficient. Like if I'm a healer and then a healer ends up with another healer before completing their task here in this incarnation, what is the likelihood of them completing their task in this incarnation? When healers are operating in silos, they have the ability to touch more people, to come in contact more people, because healers have a tendency to be transient. They want to move, and if they haven't moved, they feel the need to move in their heart, right? Healers have this thing where they can go, all right, I love this location. It was great in this point of my life, but I just feel like my job here is done. And I feel called to go somewhere else, because most likely what's happening is that there are people in that area that need you. And so you're being called to go because you have to continue to heal. If healers start pairing up and you're healing each other, what happens is, one, there's no incentive for you to continue learning things, right? There is no incentive for you to have to heal on your own in order to really understand the journey so you can then go and continue to heal other people, right? But healers energetically attract people that need to be healed. If you're a healer, you're probably not attracting other healers. Other healers are drawn to people that need them. So as much as like I can get aggravated because I feel like I'm always attracting people that need me, right? And honestly, it shows its head more in my dating life. But if I really want to expand it, I see it in every aspect of my, even with colleagues at work sometimes the colleagues that may get really close to me really quickly will still be people that are in need of healing. Friendships sometimes, a lot of the times I actually start off that way. I just notice it more in my dating life because my feelings are involved. But realistically, I'm not attracting other healers because other healers don't need me. Right? There's nothing for my soul or my spirit to do. There's nothing for it to complete with that person because they don't need me. Part of my soul contract, and honest to God, I think about this all the time about if I could go talk to higher self me before higher self me made the decisions I made for this incarnation, it would be a long talk because why on earth would I decide that, right? And, which is so funny because I wouldn't have decided it on Earth, which is why I didn't make the decision on Earth, which is how I'm stuck with being this way on Earth in terms of, and when I mean being this way, I just mean with sort of like the purpose of my incarnation or whatever. But I don't attract those people in my life because they don't need me. And so for a lot of you healers, if you've been asking yourself, but I want those people, why do I keep attracting people that are broken, right? You're not attracting the other healers because they don't need you. And you don't need them, right? You're attracting the people that are broken because the broken people need you. And for whatever reason, as part of one of your many soul contracts that you have, Duchess, stop biting your nails, honey. We've talked about this. You make your nails sharp. Don't do that. So you're attracting the people that, what the hell was I saying? You're attracting these broken people because not only they need you need them through one of your many soul contracts that you agreed to before you incarnated, right? And so I say all that to say that if you've ever been in a place where as a healer you think to yourself, I don't know why this is. I'm a really good person. I have a beautiful heart. I'm so compassionate. I'm so understanding. I really want these relationships in my life. Why can't I find someone that maybe loves me or wants to take care of me or wants to keep me safe? Because that's another issue with healers is healers oftentimes don't feel safe, right? Because healers spend their whole life healing other people, repairing traumas and other people around how other people feel safe. Healers make people feel safe. They make people feel heard, understood. And, oftentimes so much so that they don't always fully feel safe themselves. And so healers can have this thing where they go, oh man, like I really wish that I could find someone that wanted to keep me safe. I really wish that I could find someone that wanted to take care of me. I'm over here mothering the world like Mother Teresa, and I'm having a hard time finding someone that even cares enough to take care of me. And that can be a challenge because you're like, but I care about everybody else. And so you end up in this dynamic with yourself, and you start to convince yourself that you're not good enough, or that nobody will ever feel that way about you. And that's not necessarily the case. The case is that you're attracting people that need you as part of your soul contract. And so I say all that to say, when it comes to that, if you suffer from that, allow yourself to now rephrase the narrative that you convinced yourself. It has nothing to do with you're not good enough, or that you can't have those people. It's just that you've always attracted this certain type of person into your life because they were supposed to come to you as part of the contract, right? I made an agreement a very long time ago, many, many, many years ago, when I started to sort of wake up to this world, when I kind of understood that my purpose here in this incarnation was to serve. And in the beginning, right, because I mentioned this before, when you're like newly spiritual or whatever, you have this thing where you're trying to help everybody. And when I quickly realized that I couldn't save hoes, I said to Spirit, just send them to me. I'm not going to go out of my way, but just send them to me. And so guess who gets sent to me? People that need healing. And it happens so quickly. And I only just now, for some reason, I just put two and two together, because even when I'm dating someone, right? Like, and again, I see it in all aspects of life, but I see it more heavily in my dating life because when you're dating someone and you like someone, you're more tuned into that. And, but like, I could be dating a guy and he could be having a bad day. And he could come over and immediately just fall asleep on my couch. And I started to think, and I realized I have a way of making people sleepy. And especially when they're really worked up and when they come to talk to me, by the time they finish talking to me, their energy has completely anything that they were holding has lifted. And they're completely calm, kind of zenned out. They get a little drowsy because I've calmed them back down, and I have a lot, and I don't do it on purpose. I'm not exercising any level of healing modality. I'm not chanting in my head or whatever. I'm not spelling spells or anything like that. What I realize is that sometimes my presence alone can be really healing for people. And all it requires sometimes is for me to say a couple of words, and whatever they've held on for years, at that point, they have the ability to let it go. And I kind of walk through the world like that. And I have always been like that, even since I was a little kid. And my mother used to say things like that I just have the ability to solve problems for people without actually actively acting on anything. And so when I was thinking about like my dating life, I was like, oh, okay, that's what's happening when I'm dating these people. And what I had done in the past was misinterpreted. I'm gonna call them a charge, because I used to watch Charmed, the TV show, if anyone knows. And the White Lighters, or the angels, the ones that did all the healing on the show, had charges, people that they were due to protect and heal if they got hurt. Usually the witches, right? So I'm just gonna call them charges, because I don't know what to call these people. When men would come to me for healing, and women come to me too, right? But again, you have a tendency to be more tuned in when you like the person. When men would come to me for healing because they were supposed to, because they got sent to me, and that's part of my soul contract, and that's part of what I'm supposed to do in this incarnation, I would misinterpret that as a potential relationship, because I was healing, and you heal from the heart center. And if you're not aware of what's going on, you can misinterpret you healing someone, because it's coming out of the heart center, for love or loving them. And it doesn't mean that you don't love them, because I love everybody, right? It's part of my essence to love. I am love. It's my natural frequency and vibration. And you heal with love. That's the only way to heal. You heal with that frequency. What I was doing was misinterpreting the act of healing with potentially falling in love with someone. So then I would start to like them, right? So let's say we had a really vulnerable conversation. They got a little bit of healing. In my mind, I'm thinking, oh my God, we got vulnerable. Sure, maybe this can turn into a thing because this shows that maybe we'll have the ability to trust each other. And maybe that person is thinking, oh, she's really great to talk to. I could talk to her about anything because I'm supposed to be, because it's part of my soul contract, right? And then maybe you hang out for a little bit. Maybe they develop a crush on me too. I don't know. And but then I start to like the person. And so then what would happen was it wouldn't work out. And I realized just now that the reason for that is because I was misinterpreting my job, which is a healer, the terms of my soul contract to assist this soul with healing as me liking the person, right? I didn't realize that those are not supposed to be the same thing. This person is a soul contract. This person was sent to me for healing, and that's what I'm supposed to be doing. It does not mean that they're supposed to be a life partner, right? Or that we're supposed to be together, or that we're supposed to date, right? Because whoever I'm supposed to be with has to be somewhere over here, right? And so I was misinterpreting that. And for a while, it actually skewed how I had viewed dating and relationships, because I interpreted it as, well, I'm putting all this effort out, right? I really care about this person. I'm helping them through their traumas. Why wouldn't I care about this person? And they don't care about me in the same way I care about them. All of that was misinterpreted. It was just that it's part of my soul contract, right? They get sent to me, I heal them, and then I release them. And I was misinterpreting those particular people and what they were supposed to be in my life. And so I was looking in the wrong places. And sometimes too, what would happen with those people is sometimes they would fall in love. I've had that happen quite a few times when it would be a situation where all I was really doing was healing, and then they misinterpret it as, this person is really great. She understands me. She listens to me, and then they would fall for me. And then that would be a whole thing because I'd be like, oh, wait, no, that's not what that was supposed to be, right? Because what happened is that person misinterpreted the terms of the soul contract. And so I say all of that to say, if you are a healer and that was something that you struggled with, if you are struggling with feeling like, particularly if you're a woman, because women, we are or people that identify with the feminine energy, right? We're the nurturers. That's the people carrying that feminine maternal energy. That's what we do. And so we have a tendency to kind of fall victim to this more often. As a woman, if you are a healer and you feel like that's what you do, and that you're always looking out for people and that you're always healing, and you get frustrated because you feel like you're having a hard time finding someone to just come in and maybe help you heal or keep you safe, right? And you're frustrated because you feel like you're doing that for other people. What's happened is that you've misunderstood the terms of the soul contract that you had with the other person. And that, yeah, you may care deeply for the people that you're healing, but that's because healing comes out of the heart center. Healing is that love frequency. That's how it has the ability to transform someone. It's an energy that's so high in vibration that it can transform other energy, right? And so when you have that coming out of the same place that we feel love, it can be easy to misunderstand what you feel for somebody. Perhaps it's not a situation that people don't appreciate you or that they don't love you back. Perhaps you were just supposed to help them heal in this incarnation, and that was just part of the soul contract that you had, and that your job was to assist them in their healing so their soul can evolve and then set them free. So you've been looking in the wrong place. So if you're also frustrated with yourself because you're like, why do I keep attracting these men? You're attracting those men because that's part of your soul contract, because they're supposed to heal, because you attract a lot of women too. You're just only noticing the men because you like them, right? But you also attract a lot of women. That's why if you go to a grocery store, women will stop, because this is where it happens, right? Grocery stores and stuff like that, places with women, hairdresser, nail salon, right? If you're in those places, you end up talking to a lot of women, right? And you end up healing them too. You're just only focused on the men part of it. And this is a very hetero perspective, right? But because you like them, right? It's not because they're doing anything wrong to you. It's just because you like them and you attract them and you like them, because how else are you two supposed to come together to fulfill the soul contract? There is going to be some sort of magnetized attraction experience with coming together, because how else do you get together to fulfill the contract? So yeah, so you may be attracted to them, because if you're not, you will look the other way. You won't go and fulfill the terms of your contract, right? And so, but that does not mean that there aren't people out there to date. Maybe it's really just a situation of you recognizing that person as a soul contract when you see them. And look, if you guys end up hitting it off for a little bit, there's nothing wrong with enjoying the time that you spend together with that person and having fun and living in that present moment. But also understand that you guys are just in a place of fulfilling that contract, right? And let's say you ended up in a situation where maybe you did date the person for a while, it didn't work out, and now you're really, really hurt. What that did, that person had to fulfill their end of the contract, right? That contract was you would come along, assist them in their healing process. They would come along and assist you in your growth, which unfortunately may mean hurting you a little bit in order for you to heal in silence, so you can then go assist more people in their healing. And so next time when you feel yourself being drawn to people like this, just remind yourself like, oh, I'm here to fulfill a mission. Doesn't mean I gotta marry you, right? And maybe you do. Maybe that's the rest of the terms of the contract, because everyone's contracts is different and everyone's contracts has terms. And maybe, that particular person had more terms to the contract. That would be up for you to discern. But just know that there's still a soul contract at play. And so if you're healing people, you're fulfilling your soul contract. Doesn't mean that this person doesn't appreciate you, appreciate anything that you did for them or anything like that. Part of their contract and their terms was to find you in this incarnation. So I'm going to leave you with that. Before I let you go, make sure you check out the links in the description box below. Like, share, subscribe, and I'll see you all soon.